Hi, I'm Cinnamon Cooney, your art Sherpa. On the mic is my husband, John. He's going to be following me around on all the cameras so you can see all the painting action. I hope you guys are doing great today. We're going to be working on the poppies.
The poppies.
The Popping Poppies. I love that I named them that. The Popping Poppies. Best name ever I've done on YouTube ever, in my opinion, of any painting. I'm actually kind of known for being bad at naming things. And so I'm really proud of my Poppin' Poppies title. Give it lots of love, because I did. There's a really weird tangential moment in my YouTube space. I hope you guys are doing great today.
Everybody seems to be doing really well.
Yeah, it's been a good week. I've been following on the chats on Facebook and everywhere. I've been a little off Instagram because I'm missing phone, but getting back on really soon.
Soon? Yeah, that's right. We've been given a new phone.
Yeah, the brush thief is sending me phone. No, just kidding. She didn't actually steal the brush. The number 10 that you guys have been reporting was a Filbert, and that was when I gave her permission to take. So I'm just missing some brushes right now. She's not guilty. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's all good. That's my mom, Ginger Cook. So, yeah, we're going to be back on everything today. I'm in kind of a goofy, weird mood. I'm just really excited to be sharing this art skill with you.
Everyone's really excited. They're curious. They're like, you're not at the easel.
I'm not at the easel, and that's really because you could do this at the easel, but I have a lot of heat and a lot of stuff going on in here, and I just didn't want to be fighting gravity too.
Yeah. So we just set this up so it'd be easy for everybody to see.
Yeah, and also because it would be really easy for everybody to see. This is one of those paintings. This is my mic. This is one of those paintings that you could do on any size canvas. It's also a really good one if you're doing a few craft shows, if you're trying to make a little extra money with your art. This particular skill is very hot right now in the craft market and really sells out of craft booths.
Yeah.
It really does. So I'm really happy to share that with you. I'm going to put my Poppin' Poppies to the side here, even though we love them. And the first thing we're going to do is our favorite thing. We're going to put down a coat of blue paint.
Oh, before I put down wishes?
Oh, thank you. Yes, because I had some wishes today. Thank you, John. I'm just so hyper today.
Yeah.
I'm so hyper.
Oh.
So we had wishes of love. We had a bunch of requests come in for wishes of love. The ability to love between mother and daughters.
To receive love.
To receive love and be open to love. So our first wish, because that was such a big theme just from so many people, is love to our community.
Mm.
I'm doing this with a watercolor pencil, right? Because it will disappear into the paint, unlike a regular pencil. And then the other wishes, and I wish this would change. Actually, I really wish that there would be some breakthroughs in pain, because so many of you guys are going through pain, through real challenges with pain management, being really brave and courageous, painting through your pain. And so I personally have come to a place where I'm wishing for a tremendous breakthrough in pain management. Because I think being free of pain is just a human right, and I really like to see that happen for all of you. So, relief from pain. For a lot of people. And then the other kind of collective wishes that we were seeing come in, and there's just so many, and if you guys see wishes coming up in the comments, be sure and add them to your canvases if they speak to you. We're putting some good into the universe, and we're working together, and I think that always makes a difference in how things are in the world. Was the time and the space to be creative. A lot of people are returning to creativity, and they're feeling like afraid. Like that they're going to be enough. So my wish is that for those that are coming back to creativity, that you find the courage to just face that white canvas and know that you were born enough. I truly mean that. You came into this world enough. So space for creativity.
And if we can, we're going to put one little hug in there for Ethel, for Jane. Yeah. She's not with us today. And so for all those who are out there, not feeling well, I think Jane took a little tumble, but we also have some of our community fighting cancer and fighting some health. Big hugs to all you guys.
Yeah, and wishes for your well-being. I even have a YouTube friend of mine whom I love dearly. She's going through some stuff, and I'm just wishing that they get that all resolved. So just well-being for everybody, because I like it when you guys are happy and healthy and well.
Me too.
And painting. That's my favorite. Is that your favorite?
It is.
That's my favorite. I love it. I'll be like, though I'm a sad sap. John will tell you, like, I'll be in here like something will have really upset me, and I'm like, I just gotta doodle. So
Well, we're going to say hi to some more little brushes with us.
We have little brushes today.
We do. We have, I see Tyler and Caleb.
Hi, Tyler. Hi, Caleb. I hope you're going to do this with us today. It's a lot of fun. It's messy, and it's okay that it's messy. If you're painting with little brushes at home, make sure that your CAD paint is CAD hue or another kind of red, because true cadmium can be unsafe. And you definitely don't want to eat paint.
Don't eat paint.
Or bathe in paint, or wear paint, or paint your skin with traditional high-end acrylic paints. Definitely use paints made for body paint.
Body paint.
So that's all the safety recommendations.
So tell me about your hat there. You have Grumpy Cat on?
I have Grumpy Cat. I have the internet famous Grumpy Cat on my head.
It's a grumpy hat.
It's a Grumpus hat, Mr. Grumpus. I've got a number 12 Simply Simmons Bright. Listen, if you guys go into the description below and you click that more button, you're going to see a whole bunch of information about materials, colors, quick links, any weird thing that we want, and even a link to the full painting so you can use it as a reference.
Yep.
I am one of those YouTubers that writes a book below my description. So I put out a little phthalo blue and a little titanium white, and I'm going to just coat my whole canvas with a mixture of the two of these.
Okay, cool.
And this is one of those, you know how sometimes we're painting and it can be, is this a new one and I just got paint on it? Gosh darn it.
It's a brand new one.
And I got paint on it. They're plastic, though. So
that's what they're for.
That's what they're for. So many tablecloths. So if you'll notice, I'm not that worried. This first layer, what this is with very impasto paintings and with palette knives, you guys, you're going to have like lots of canvas showing through underneath. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that you can do to give your painting a nice finished look, especially if you're going to be doing it for sale, is that you can paint it with a ground. An acrylic ground. We do our acrylic grounds a little thicker than a lot of places recommend.
Yeah.
And we do that because we don't want underbinding.
No.
No.
No underbinding.
No. If we want that real watery effect, we're going to switch to airbrush medium, which is my favorite. I like it so much. I'm in a really good mood today.
Well, I'm going to cheer you up seems more. So while you're there doing your underpainting, you should look up and say hello. You got over 225, 28, 30. There's a whole lot of people that are just coming in.
Oh my gosh. Get everybody in here because this is going to be the most fun.
Oh, yeah.
Look, we got all kinds of knives. But listen, if you don't have a palette knife, I really want to assure you, my friend Angela Anderson taught me this. You can use a credit card or one of those loyalty key fobs.
Or, as you will discover later on, all sorts of other things.
But she's the one who helped me realize that was really possible.
Yeah. She has some great videos on that.
She does. She even has a really cute poppy video. If you're like, if this is not enough poppies for you, please hop over to her channel and check out her other poppies. This isn't a collab. This is just, I really like her stuff. I really do. I was so excited when we became friends, like in real life, instead of just stalking her on her channel.
So, well, you know, it's kind of nice. Did you know that that veterans also use the buddy poppy?
Yes.
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Because remember in Canada.
Yeah, they did it all over in Canada.
In Canada, and I love that. I loved the poppy pins. I just was like, I remember how I was poppy pinned up. I looked like a field of poppies. I was like, I just pinned myself. I'm like, I'll just be wearing all the poppies.
Yeah, in 1922, the first poppies were given away on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
So that's really great. So a big hug to all of the veterans out there.
Seriously, thank you so much.
Yeah.
If you have served your country in whatever capacity, and I think the families serve too.
Yeah, they really do.
This is an opinion I have. I think it's not just the brave men and women who go out and protect our borders, and I mean all over the world, right? Because wherever we live, we have people who protect us. Mm-hmm. There are those who are born into our society who it's their purpose, their drive, their passion to protect their communities. Always have been, always will be. But I think their families also serve too.
Yeah.
So wherever you are in the world, to whoever is protecting you, just send them lots of light and love. You know, to all the people who have that as their sole mission. I sometimes think our youngest is one of those people.
Yeah.
She just was born with the need to protect the family.
Yeah.
And I just think about that. There must have always been people.
Some people are born Valkyries. They're born Cavaliers and
I
Paladins.
like it.
So.
Are you a born Valkyrie? Thank you for that. Yeah, because I'm not brave like that. You can't even get me off a high. Remember the bridge? You can't even get me off a high thing. There's a whole bunch of cinnamon stories that involve me stuck on high places, just stuck. Takes me hours to get through it and get down. Someone needs to like bring me art supplies so I can work through it.
What size canvas are you working on there, Sherpa?
I did a smaller canvas today. This is an 11 by 14. You can do this on our traditional 16 by 20s. You can do this on an 8 by 10, really any size canvas, because the techniques just size themselves well to a variety of canvases. But we found that the 16 by 20 was not registering well on camera.
It's big.
It's too big for this setup, and we
yeah.
thought, we want you guys to see the action. I'm trying to paint this pretty fast.
You're doing very good.
Am I doing this okay?
Yeah.
I always wonder, should I do this ahead of time?
Ooh. Congratulations to Caleb, who just passed French 1.
Très bien, Caleb. And that's all I remember from my French 101. Well, now I have un papillon flou. I have a whole series of things, un fiche fou. A whole bunch of French that stayed with me. Le bac de loup.
The plug is on fire.
No, it's the fish. The plug is on fire. Yeah,
The plug is on fire.
the plug was on fire. The plug
right.
was really, really on fire. Brickstone's little thing. Boy, they better hope I never start doing product reviews, because I'll review a product after I've used it for a while. It'll be a review, not a first impression. I feel like a lot of those are like first impressions. Like, I just got this in the mail and I opened it. I think a review is like, I've lived with it for 10 years. That's a review. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I have, look at all my knives.
Where you go? There's knives.
Knives, 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 knives. I like them all. They all are fine. This is the traditional Bob Ross. This is the fun little new rubber ones. These are square. These are diamonds. I'm going to grab a big diamond, I think, off the top. You'll notice there's some plastic knives here. And many of you have commented how my mom does not approve of plastic knives. And that's true. She does not. But she also doesn't approve of chewing bubble gum. And she ain't here. So, Mom. I'm sorry. So I want to, maybe I need to move this over because I really want to show you.
Show me.
All right. So here's the deal on palette knives. I've got this knife, credit card. I don't care what you're loading that has a hard edge.
Yeah.
You want to load to the side that you're leading the stroke with. So if I'm stroking to the right, this is very important on knives. Okay. If I'm stroking to the right, I'm going to load to the right. So see how I've got this little load here?
So when you, just to make sure that everybody understands that
I
you're just like right and...
if I'm stroking from the right side to the left side, right, stroking this way, I see what you're saying. I have to, thank you, Sherpa translator. So if I'm coming from the right and traveling to the left, I want to load to the right of my knife.
There we go. That makes sense.
Does that make more sense?
That makes sense.
And then I'm going to come along the canvas and just let it skip along. See how it skips along?
Ah, yes.
This is a very light brush pressure.
So it just
skip along. It does not have to be perfect. This is definitely one of those skills that takes the perfectionist a little longer to pick up. But they can. Right? They can. I'm going to put a little more blue out. The issue with your palette knife is the use of paint. Uses a lot of paint. Now look, I'm going to stroke the other way, so I'm loading my brush, right, the other way. So I'm
flip the brush. Oh,
see?
There we go.
So I'm loading it the other way. Got a little more blue on there on this streak, and I'm kind of doing this curved streak.
Show me your load.
Right there.
Raise your hand.
Right here.
Cool.
Can you see that load?
Yeah, you can go even higher. You can go way up there. See, look at that. Now I can see it really good.
It's just this little bead. If you frosted a cake, you're going to be like, this feels like frosting cake. And I'm going to be like, yep, that's what it feels like.
Huh.
And I'm just coming along here. I'm letting the blue of this canvas down below show through. Generally, if you've been wondering in the art store, what are these giant tubs of paint for? It's generally for the artists that paint. Darn it, I drop my towels always. You're going to need a towel for this skill. It's generally for the artists that paint with knives. The tubs are for the artists that paint with knives. Tube artists, don't paint with knives as much as the tub artists do because you really go through paint. So on this, it's okay if you're, you know, a new painter and, you know, you're not selling your paintings to use a less expensive paint.
So everyone's reminding me they're all cheering because we have like 260 people in the chat. They're all just going on. So all my mods are saying, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe because this is the first we're going to really cover. This is the first bell of a knife series. We're going to do some knives. This is palette knives for beginners. If you are selling your artwork, just be sure to use better upgraded materials because then you kind of are responsible for the longevity of the painting. But if you're just painting at home and you just want to see if you can make this work, just paint with whatever. I'm going to wipe off my knife here. So what I do is I press it down real hard and see that's how I'm cleaning it. And if that doesn't even work, I've got a towel here. And that's how I clean it. And then guess what? I don't waste that paint. I come scrape it up. I scrape up all these little yummy paint bits. And I uses them.
You use them up, huh?
I do. I uses them because this stuff is expensive, so it all gets used.
And when it's all mixed up there on the palette knife, it makes that painterly effect.
It does. This particular, there's a lot of ways to do this. And again, the impastos are really, really big right now, right? And I'm trying to get the energetic curve to the sky, which is what I'm doing here. I'm putting out a lot of white paint. The difference between the pro paints and the student paints at this stage for this technique is the pro paints will hold just a little more of the texture, right, than the students ones will. And as I'm kind of coming down, I'm mixing a little more white into the little stroke because the sky is getting lighter. And I'll come from, see how I've loaded it to the right hand side of the knife and then I'm coming along, but if I switch to go this way, I load on the left hand side. And we'll keep talking about that. We're going to talk about this till you guys are credit card, knife, whatever you're scraping paint onto your canvas with comfortable. You know, and if you want to get the little set of plastic knives, we are not doing 48, 60 canvases with extra heavy bodied paint for commercial sale, right? And if we were doing that, we would want to get the really great knives. This set of System 3 my mom gave me. This is a doll. This is basically the Goldilocks. So you'd have to get this from the Brush Guys. This is the System 3 set of knives.
Yeah.
So if you went to the Brush Guys, they would have this little set Mom got me in the case.
Oh, and they also, if you use the discount code, TheArtSherpa, you get 5% off.
And you get some money off.
You get discounts.
Because I was like, you guys have got to be cool. Be cool. Don't be all uncool.
Okay, so
I just quoted Leanne Delceps from Real Housewives. I totally did. Is she going to sue me? I don't know. So I've just loaded it up here. I'm just going.
Push that forward just a little bit up on the canvas.
Okay.
Oh, perfect. And then
I'm just going to even scrape this down because right now at this point I'm making sure that behind my grass there's some of this texture and you can kind of see this little energy happening here. And then I'm going to scrape off my knife, wipe it, and I'm going to get some yeller.
And we should say hello to Little Brush Marisol and Millie.
Marisol and Millie. Hi Marisol. Hi Millie. How are you guys doing today?
They're painting along with us.
I might switch down to a size down of a diamond head. So Dollar Rally System 3, I got the smaller diamond head. Now here's the issue, like on these less expensive ones, like I bent this one.
Yeah.
Right? Because you can get mental enough with it to really bend it.
Get vigorous.
I got vigorous. I'm going to take a little of my yellow here.
Yeah.
And a little of my white. And right over this wet paint, very lightly, I'm going to start making my little sun story. And I skip over the top.
Okay, so that was the question, is what kind of knife pressure are you using here?
So light. This is all butterfly kisses. We've gone beyond wet angry cat. If you guys have been in with us for a while, you're like, how close to wet angry cat kiss pressure is this? This is butterfly kisses.
Butterfly kisses.
Butterfly kisses. When you're talking about, these are the foundational skills to say painting by, like, Leonard, that guy who does the palette knife stuff that everybody loves. These are the foundational skills. It's foundational, guys.
Now, and if you don't have a palette knife, you can improvise.
Oh, dude, use a customer loyalty card.
Yeah, loyalty cards.
Old credit card that they took away,
Maybe.
or that you cut up because you think they suck and you didn't like the rates.
Yeah.
You can be like, well, all right, dudes, I'll just paint with you. Yeah. They can't stop you. That's you get even.
I was noticing that, don't tell, I wouldn't necessarily broadcast this, but you could probably snag your husband's feeler gauges.
Really?
Yeah, it's about the same springiness and material.
Oh my gosh, go snag your husband's feeler gauges. Just go right in the garage and grab them. So this is just about light pressure. If you press hard, see the thing with the palette knife, and I'll kind of show it here, as you press harder, it mixes into the paint below it. But if you press very lightly, it skips across the top. So there's our kind of energetic sun, right? There's our painterly sun. You would not, now here's a strong feeling and I'm really enjoying doing some research. You don't want to do this in oils. All the oil painters go, wait, what? I do? No, this is really the best palette knife material is the polymer products. It is the acrylic paint products. It's the best one for it. It was designed for it.
It truly was.
Truly is. How long will this painting take to dry? Give it a couple weeks before you varnish. And I would spray varnish this.
Yes.
This is not a good painting candidate for brush varnishing. It's not a good candidate. So you can kind of see as I'm going, I'm loading the side, I'm painting. If my palette knife gets a little dirty, I just wipe it off and reload it. See the load?
Yeah.
See the load?
There we go.
Yeah, super simple. You can't really do this wrong. I haven't turned in a handout sheet to your family, so they don't know, like, if we're painting this right or wrong. They have no idea. I'm going to put out a little phthalo green and maybe a little yellow ochre, just a smidge. And I'm going to pick up my bigger diamond, and I'm going to load a lot of phthalo and a little of, actually I think I loaded it the wrong way. I need to load to the left-hand side. Left-hand load. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to make some kind of grass.
Ooh.
Loading to the left-hand side of the brush, and I'm going to come up and just make some little grassy strokes. Start filling in the bottom of this. That's all this is. This is the basis of where we're going. And I'm going to be going through some paint today. I have tubs. My issue with the tubs is always that they, I feel like if you're not going through it quickly enough, I'm going to wipe this off. If you're not going through your tubs quickly enough, I feel like they dry out. I feel like they're really drying out. And so I don't like that.
You like the tubes better.
I do, but I don't like those caps. But that's okay, because Golden's fixing the caps.
Yep.
They're working on it, because they're about that.
Dude, and like they work so hard. I had a chat with them, like what they have to go through for some of this stuff, like just for like you wouldn't think of it for tubes, like for paint tubes.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a business I'm glad I'm not in. I appreciate their effort, and I will purchase it at the Michaels.
Yes. It is so worth it.
So you can see that my hardest part of the pressure is here at the beginning of the canvas where I'm covering it, and then I kind of lift and it skips and it starts kind of creating that little brush stroke. And then I'm going to load like this. I'm going to do something interesting. I've got my diamond. It's all loaded like this, and then I'm going to come up and I'm going to make some messes is what I'm going to make. I'm going to make some grass strokes with it on that line. So I've loaded it up to the tip, and I've got some little grass strokes that I'm doing now. And they're expressive. It will scrape into the paint underneath it. See, I'm just, everything I took off, I've got it loaded up to the tip.
Yep.
And then just some of that, pulling the grass up. They should be so distracted. I Kung Fu Panda'd them.
They are.
So I'm going to put some more of this out, just the phthalo green. This is just the straight phthalo green. A lot of times in palette knives, you will work a lot more from pure pigments because they do a lot of mixing on the canvas. So I've got this. I'm just coming up here and I'm just making these little grass strokes. don't expect to like be really effective like you are with the brush. It's not the same experience, and it shouldn't be, right? It should be very, very expressive.
And I want to just give a big hug to all of our moderators right now.
Yeah.
We have a full room out here, and they're doing such a great job with everybody. I answering all the questions and taking care of everybody. I really appreciate it. So thank you guys. Lots of light and love.
Now there's another stroke. We're not really going to do it that you can do where you load like a little bead and then you come along and you dab if you need to get like a straight little blade. For those of you that have like those feelings, like you got to have that. We're not doing that today. Today is a messy, messy day.
So I'm going to zoom in that camera above you. Can you, just so they can see some of that a little bit. So you're going to
see what I'm, yeah, get in there.
Well, I can go zoom a little bit, but you have to push up more. The more I zoom in, the more you have to push up.
Okay, I'm going to have a spill. Just so you know if this keeps going. I don't have room for push up.
Okay, well then I won't push up anymore. I won't zoom in anymore.
All right, here we go. This is, see, everything's in the paint now.
Don't. Sorry.
Everything's in the paint.
It's all good. You're good.
I'm good. You're just announcing to me.
You're good.
You're fine.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Don't worry about that paint.
Don't worry about it. I'm pulling this palette paper off. And the next material I'm going to use is this. This is the Liquitex Flexible Modeling Paste. Now, I'm on a canvas board here, so I could use the hard, unflexible modeling paste if I felt like it. But I like the flexible because it works on canvas too. And I enjoy doing Palette Knife on canvas because there's a spring to it.
It's all super shiny and reflective right now.
It is. Well, and it's going to be that way until it dries. Now, I'm going to, you could use a spoon, you could use a knife, you could use anything, but I'm going to use this weird little tool because I have it here to scoop out and dispense my flexible modeling paste. Just because I feel like it. Okay. Yeah. And they've got to be able to see what I'm doing over here too. Do they? Yeah, on the palette knife. Yeah. I don't know what you got going on.
Wrong way, camera. There you go.
Okay. But you guys are getting a sense of it. You know.
Y'all are on the roller coaster camera today.
We're on the roller coaster camera today. Now, why did I ask for a baggie?
Why did you ask for a baggie?
Okay, so those of you that do a lot of baking have already kind of like clued into my machination here. But here's the deal. The reason I didn't use frosting bags and frosting tips is because paint is not food. I didn't want any mistake being from my end that you could use this product and say you're baking goods and then bake with it. Also, I didn't, you know, like maybe you can't go out and get a frosting bag, or maybe there isn't one accessible to you, but most of us can get a plastic baggie.
Yes.
So frosting bag would work, frosting tip, but plastic baggie. The idea being like maybe get you thinking about like there are things around your house that will work to accomplish your painting goals that may not cost you any extra money.
Right.
Like loyalty cards and baggies.
Yes.
So I put out the modeling paste. You could do this without the modeling paste. This is just what gives you, I'm showing you the way you get the big sculptural stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to do that, right? And I'm going to mix in some of this green to my modeling paste. It's like about, I don't know, half of it. Some of my green to my modeling paste. Right? And it just mixes in right there. It does impact the color for sure. I'm going to scrape that off, and then I'm going to mix in some of this yellow ochre to my modeling paste. All right, so we've got some color mixtures in here. I'm going to open my bag, and again, if you've ever used this to pipe out, oh, I don't know, the inside of deviled eggs, this is my trick of really popular deviled eggs that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how I always pipe them into the egg, because I'm never in a location where I have any of my baking kit. Ever. In other words, I literally am one of those people who never has my kit together. Okay. And I'm going to kind of squeeze this down into the tip. I'm not going to try to over mix it. And then I've got this little bit here. I'm going to trim the end of it off, small as I can get.
Okay.
Right?
And you've got it all mixed in there, all painterly, too.
Painterly in here. Like, you want to see how it's all mixed in all painterly?
Yeah.
That's all it is, dudes. So much fun. Now, don't be too mental about this because it's not that specific. right? I'm squeezing it out. Every time I squeeze it out, it's going to be a little different than when I squeezed in there. Try to break up the patterns, right?
So there's no paste in the background?
No.
No, just on the...
Just on the flowers and the grass.
Gotcha.
And again, you could probably get away with this with just the paint. Right? And the more you do, the more textural it's going to be. It's super fun. And it can be super messy and still be really good. It's one of those things that's very forgiving. Very forgiving. I'm going to get my clean spatula out. You could use a spoon, whatever you needed to use. I'm going to get some more paste out, because I bought it just to do this with you guys. Now, the big trick when you're doing any of these processes, working with any of these tubs, is trying to keep your tubs from getting contaminated.
Don't contaminate your tubs.
Oh, it's just going to waste your money. You know how
Don't
I'm always,
double dip.
Huh?
Don't double dip.
Don't double dip. You know how I'm always like, paint management. Paint management saves you a lot of money. Paint management, more than anything, will save you money.
Oh, yeah.
But then tub management after that. All right, so I'm going to put some of this here, get a nice green going. I love doing this, just sort of mixing it in, folding it in.
Yeah.
This is really, if you're very stressed and you just need to relieve some of that, this is so therapeutic.
Okay.
You have no idea how therapeutic any of this is. So not overmixing is definitely your key.
All right, I'm going to say the word. I'm going to say her name wrong. But
Okay.
Jitana wants to know, can you use heavy gel instead of modeling paste?
Yes.
Cool. Now, are you touching the canvas with the bag, or are you just floating above
No, I'm
it?
just floating above it. I might
it
touch
fall?
it a little if I'm trying to get it squeezed off or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Look, and I'm not really, look, all the paint, if you look at my palette paper here,
You just scraped it right off.
I scrape it all right off. This is the other thing. Yes, it's more pricey to do this, but I'm not really wasting anything. Right? I think the bag probably is the biggest loss that I have. And again, you could do this with a frosting tip if you had a frosting tip you were in love with. My point is, you just can never ever mix up art materials and food materials, except where they're specifically designed to be so. Super important. Like Fimo clay, you know, you wouldn't want to use the pasta maker that you make your pasta with your Fimo clay, right? That would be very dangerous. And I'm just squeezing this up. See, I'm just squeezing this up. And it's kind of being all crazy at the bottom, and I got a little crazy bit up at the top, but I don't worry about that. And you don't worry about that. And honestly, nobody will worry about that. On these paintings, people are so into the body of the texture and the way it all layers. I mean, don't do this on your, you know, really expensive granite counters. If you do get something where you don't want it, you know, just come in with your knife and pull it. And then you can repair the little spot wherever it happened with your knife. And you can make it go away, or you can put some more white paint there. So just don't worry about those things. Don't worry about it. So we're getting some grassy textures up.
Okay.
You know, and that's sort of fun. Putting this to the side here, cleaning this area off, wiping my knife. Because you know what I'm going to get into next?
What's that?
My red paints. Which is really fun. Because even like with this going on, like, you know, you can still come in here. You can also come in. Another thing that you can do, believe it or not, guys, is you can come in with your knife through these textural pieces that you put in. See that?
Mm-hmm.
And add this extra layer of texture.
Ah, so Elizabeth has a question. I was just so
Look
you
at
guys
that.
know, I was away from the desk
I'm
there
just
for a
using the
minute.
tip of my knife here, and I'm creating this extra layer of the texture.
Oh wow.
So more grassy. Ha 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 ha! So much fun, Elizabeth. What's your question?
Okay, so she says, can you use coarse modeling paste or fiber paste for this piece, especially if you don't have flexible modeling paste?
If you're doing it on a board, you won't have any trouble with that at all. I think coarse modeling paste is flexible. Check the back of the bottle. I think Golden's for sure is. Fiber paste is definitely flexible, so you shouldn't have a problem. The issue on any of your paste additives or structures is it flexible or is it rigid? Because if you put a rigid material on a canvas, it will crack, like, say, oils.
Right.
If you put a flexible material on a canvas, it will be very resilient and not crack. And that's all it is. It's
Gotcha.
all it is. I'm going to put out some of my CAD paint, which would be the number one reason why you wouldn't want to put that in an actual frosting dispenser.
Right.
Ever. For any reason.
So what is your ratio of paint to paste?
Well, they have specific ones. I'm just kind of eyeballing it out like a hot mess here, but they'll tell you exactly. I think that the issue with the paste, the issue with the paste is the paste can go straight on a canvas.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to have paint to adhere or bind or anything. So the paint can go straight on a canvas, and then if you just add as much color to you achieve your desired effect.
Gotcha.
These, by the way, come off their wood handles so you can clean them and then reattach them to your wood handles, which is kind of nice. To me.
Neat.
It's nice to me. So I'm going to pull out some of my red paint with this fabulous knife. And I want my poppies quite red. So I'm going to put out quite a lot of my red paint. It's like a gazillion dollars a CAD. You could use an alternative or CAD hue. And that would be acceptable. You can also use heavy bodied paints.
Okay.
Also acceptable.
Yeah, and I try to get to all the questions in there. Sorry, I had to step away there. Sometimes we get weird deliveries and things that I have to.
Go step out for.
Yeah.
Like
It's like,
they're
no, stop
they don't
banging on the-"
respect we have a YouTube show at all.
No, it's like they're gonna offload a backhoe in my front yard.
Are they?
I don't know. No, they're gonna go down the street and do it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
No.
Not in front of my house.
No, not today. So now there's a couple ways you can put this back out. I like to do the frosting method, and I really enjoyed this tool, but I think any knife you had with this sort of cut to it, here's the metal version of it, or you could cut a loyalty card at an angle, right? Because what you're talking about is a way to dispense awkwardly your paint.
No.
So I'm loading this up here. Let's see if you guys can see this. I'm loading it up like this. See the load?
Oh,
You could also do this with the brush, guys. I have done palette knife paintings with a good stiff brush. The firm filaments will actually fake this quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, I'm going to come and make a nice, I'm going to light pressure, start putting out this red paint quite thick in this sort of little circle. Trying not to pick up the green that's underneath. If you're having problems and it's overly picking up, you can always hit it with a hair dryer and get it to skin. But it has only skinned, know that. It's not dry, even if you think it's dry. It's not dry, it's lying.
I'm just pulling in there a little bit so they can see.
Yeah, no, whatever you got to do, because I'm excited to show this, because this is like so hot right now. So popular. We're still not done with the green, just so y'all know. Because we got to have another layer that comes on top of all this. So
Now,
maybe he needs a little friend down here.
Lori had a really good question. Could you use the inks or of the fluids to dye?
Sure.
You could use any of those.
Yeah, any pigment you want to use to dye your...
Modeling paste?
Yeah. It's what it's made for. It even works with gels and other products. So I've got that out. I might here, because I'm picking up too much green, I'm going to hit it with the hairdryer just super fast. Just super fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to close up my lids here so I'm not drying product that I don't want to dry. And give me just 2 seconds.
Well, while she's doing that, I'm going to say thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There's like 280 people out here right now with us. So thank you, all you guys. Big, huge hugs. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. And thanks to all our moderators who are here. Really, really appreciate it. And yes, you were asking that is a spatula that she's using to apply that with. And I'll have her tell you exactly which one it is when she comes back on here. But there's a couple questions coming up about that. And thank you guys. Big, big, huge hugs. Love you guys for showing up. And please post up your pictures. I want to see lots of big 3D poppy pictures. And make sure that you give a hug to a vet too, because that's awesome. And we need to be giving more vets more hugs. So, okay. So could you talk about the spatula that you're using?
Yeah, I love this. This is a Catalyst by Princeton. I think the brush guys carry these. I'm really into them because they are a soft sculpting knife.
Okay, so this is not a spatula. This is a soft sculpting knife.
This is a soft sculpting knife. They come in a myriad of sizes, finish, textures, all kinds of things. They allow the most extraordinary effects. Like if you're like, man, I am going into these textural paintings. That's like my thing that I'm doing. These are the tools right now. These are the amazing tools. I'm really liking them. You guys just gave me an excuse to get a set. Is really all y'all did. I was like, I have to share this thick paste skill. I should get a set of catalysts because I have to for my job. I don't know if you ever do that. I have to for my reasons.
It is required.
It is required, so I did. And I really like it. It's a very pleasant feel. They're a pleasant product. If that explains anything. They're a pleasant product.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make some more. Now, one of the tricks, I'm going to put another big one right here. Focal one right here. The skin is not dry. It's still very wet underneath. I just got enough of a skin, so if I come at it with a light pressure, it's not going to lift on me. Just enough. Notice I'm not even that worried about like covering every inch. I'm going to come up here and do a nice big one too. These are super fun to do. And the trick here is, look, I'm just making little circles, not...
Now, could you pick up a load and hold it up there in the center, right in the middle?
Look
right over the
how
center
thick
pop.
this load is.
A little closer to you? Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's ideal.
That's what it is. That's what it looks like.
And turn it in your hand. Just rotate. Oh, yes. That's great.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Anything to help you guys get this done, because I want to see you do this.
Okay.
This is so simple. This is messy. This is got some weird tools and media, but it's not hard. If you can just embrace the mess. Now, some of you will have like, I have embraced the mess a long time ago. I got this. And some of you are going to be like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can. I'm going to balance one down here. Notice I'm coming along the top of these high plant textures.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about it.
Just not at all.
Not at all. In a minute, I'm going to start putting in some smaller poppies. Look, these are smaller.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And I've got maybe a little dab there. I'm dabbing little bits of poppy. What you want is a lot of poppies in your poppy field.
Yeah.
You know, utilize what you've got. You know, I don't care if it's a customer loyalty card or really, you know, a catalyst, you know, knife. Use what you've got, the shapes, the angles, and enjoy it. You know?
And making poppies like this is really about practice, yeah?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just here's what it is. I think making poppies like this is about managing expectations. Don't expect realistic poppies. These are little red swirly whirls of paint.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, when you come up on another artist's work, so say you see this painting really big, there's a local lady that does these really big, right? And they're all full flowers. And the flowers are all sort of these swirly messes of flowers. But nobody ever looks at them and goes, oh, well, they're swirly messes. They're like, oh, my gosh, I love the texture. I love the color. It makes me feel good. They're not being critical of her work. But if they went home and do it, they'd be like, my paint is just a swirly mess. Give yourself the same credit you'd give this total stranger who's rented out a studio. Right? They're supposed to be swirly messes. Once you accept that, all things are easy.
Huh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love my swirly mess. You know, it's not like I've sat and gone to like 35 shows entering structural poppies. So, you know, I'm kind of here with you just enjoying my poppy journey. Maybe I want to, you know, I'm playing with it and, you know, it gets picked up there and I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to put you there. Ha, fine. You could use the diamonds, too. You don't have to use this weird tool. It's all good. Like, I can switch to diamond and show y'all a diamond doing it. Where's my little diamond? Where's my little diamond? I don't know, right? Here's a little diamond. Right? I could also be doing it with this little guy here.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Just as good. Doesn't matter.
And loyalty cards will work for these.
Yeah. What it is this is, look, this is just a highly engineered sharp edge, right?
trying to get in there a little closer.
Right. So this is just a highly engineered Sherpa. It's just got this nice rubber handle. It's got this little hole so you can hang it up. It has this convenience bend here, and it has this lovely shape. But what is it really about? What am I
Pull it
painting with?
towards you?
I'm painting only with this part.
You're bringing it down towards you a little bit. There
Okay.
you go. No, towards
I'm only painting with this part.
Yeah.
I'm just painting with the shape. So that's what I kind of love about Angela on her channel. She'll be like, she just breaks it out, man. She's like, no, it's just the shape. It's not important. You know, and you can make these as thick as you want. I could come back and be like, not thick enough. Thicker, poppies. I want you so thick people are shocked. You can even like pull your paint up so it's very popped up, see?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just having fun, guys. I could be wrapping this up already, but I'm having so much fun I'm not.
I think they're all having fun too.
It's just a fun project. That's what it is. It's just a fun project.
Nobody really wants you to go either.
I never want to go. I could hang out with you guys all day. Every day. Everyone is in here. Is there not a movie?
There's a bunch of there were a bunch of
movie not good?
exciting packages being delivered.
Okay, I was like, is the movie not good? I know I rented a movie. Now, the next thing I can do, and I don't need to put structure paste in, is I'm going to put a little black out.
All right.
Right? And with my little diamond, my loyalty card, whatever I'm loading up, right? I can just go right in the center and do that. Just a little dab.
Oh yeah.
Just a little dab right in the center. Doesn't take a lot. Doesn't take a lot of Isn't it crazy how you can paint wet into wet with palette knives?
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Looks really good too.
Yeah, it's just, that's what makes them poppies. I put the little black centers in and all of a sudden they're poppies. What's going on? What are you doing? Yeah, what are you scraping open?
Yeah. Nothing. Just moving stuff around so it's out of the way.
Okay.
The kids have decided to bring all the mail in.
They're like, surely it's toys. Surely it's toys.
Surely.
Surely it is toys. You know, just put out black as you need it. Not every one of these will need black, right? And then, but some of them will, and just put little dabs here where you think that those would, their little centers, their little faces would be facing you.
Now, Elizabeth was asking, we definitely want to spray varnish this, right?
Spray varnish all the way. Yes. This would be a miserable brush-on varnish. It would pool, it would cloud, it would bubble, it would not be okay.
Gotcha. Okay, so another question. Could you do this in layers? Could you let the red paint dry and then do another layer?
Yeah.
And then do another layer?
Yeah.
And then have, like, the leaning tower of poppies?
I have seen some painters really push the threshold of this product.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it fall over yet. But I don't know what happens in the privacy of their own studio. You know what I'm saying? Like late at night at 11 o'clock when they've taken it too far. I haven't really seen that. So dubious advice, if that makes sense. But what I'll say is I have seen some paintings that were out like this far.
When structural paint goes wrong.
Yeah, but I have seen some go way, way out. For sure they're using frosting tips. For sure.
Huh.
And they're building, and they are allowing it to dry. Probably overnight, and then building another layer. This is about a very expressive, immediate project that you can do to sort of get your happy on and be like, you could do 20 poppies, right?
Yeah.
In a sitting. Couldn't you?
You could.
I could.
You could certainly do
I
it.
could sit down on different canvases, do 20 poppies in a sitting, and then take them to my local the craft space and sell all 20 of them. You know?
Yeah.
Or just give them out to my friends. My friends would be like, it's raining poppies. Also acceptable.
Yeah. There's lots of people who could use poppies.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to make and
There's
put in the
just
world.
totally, it's messy, but once you've already embraced the mess for that day, I mean, once the mess has been embraced, the mess has been embraced.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you already have said, all right, I'm going to have some fun here. That's happening. I'm pulling some more out.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I'm going to do the last layer. This is a silly thing. I could say, oh, hey, we're done here and make my video shorter. but we're not done.
No. So how many hoots would you say this is?
Not even a hoot.
It's a half
It's
a hoot.
a mess. It's not a hoot. It's a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a mess is what it is. There's no hoot to this. This is just, can you accept yourself? Can you, go, okay, it's supposed to be crazy.
Uh-huh.
Can you, look at what you've done and go, you know what? I know it's supposed to be a little crazy right now, and I'm okay with that. And that's what your job is. Just mixing that out. Trying to make sure it's not too, you don't want the white because it's not see-through, it's opaque, but you definitely want a couple values in every mix of anything you're piping out. And then just reload your little baggie.
You just keep reloading more and more in there.
Yeah, just like I would if I was frosting cake. Just like I would if I was frosting a cake. The artists that embrace this have definitely embraced some chaos.
Mm-hmm.
But the results are so much fun, aren't they?
Yeah.
And again, if you knew you were going to have if you knew you were going to do a ton of these, go ahead and get the frosting tip and the baggies. But know that the bag, every time you use it, is going to go. So you'd have to get disposable baggies.
Yeah.
Because you'd never be able to clean this out of them. See, I'm just doing another layer. I'm saying there's another layer.
I like that. I want to kind of do this.
It's fun. It's so fun today. Today's thing is super fun. And see, by adding this next layer, it kind of adds this dimensionality.
Oh, yeah.
That's really delightful. And anyone who saw it would be just enchanted. And if they're not, their heart is black.
Well, this tells a really beautiful story
It
with
does.
the paint.
It does.
And
And you can come here and ground this bottom. See, I'm grounding it.
Oh, yeah. Just kind of give it a little leafy pattern.
Yeah,
stuff.
you can add the leafiness to the bottom of this. Sculpty, sculpty, sculpt. Not that worried. Not that worried. Look, there you go. You've poppied.
Poppied.
Popping poppies.
That's awesome.
Really, seriously, cannot tell you how many art festivals I'm in. I see some version of this.
So you should
Selling
do
for
some.
like a lot of money.
Yeah, so go
I know
out there.
If John knew, he'd be like, "Could you just make 100 of these and we're
Well,
going to go to a festival?" I'm like,
I want to see everybody else. I want to see all of our community out there go
Yeah.
out and paint some big textural paintings and put them into a show and go win an award. Go win awards for doing giant textural flowers and stuff like that, and then post pictures.
Seriously. Well, now, can you? It's over by my computer. Can we grab the butterfly?
Yeah.
So Tuesday we have the butterfly. The butterfly is even easier than this. The butterfly is just a diamond head palette knife, which is the one that looks like a diamond. It's just this. It's just this
Yeah.
knife. Okay, so let me hold this up.
Okay.
Here.
Hold it. You can hold it the other way too. Hold it.
Right.
Hold it up, down. Go
Okay,
there.
right here.
Wow.
So
Look
this
at
is
that.
the butterfly.
That
It's an
looks good.
abstract butterfly. It is short paint. We may be only together like 30 minutes. It's short.
We might chat a little afterwards.
No, we're okay.
They
But
they like it when we chat
I
afterwards if it's
know.
short.
We're going to see you guys a bunch. But anyways, it's just this tool and a couple colors of paint, which are listed. It's really like, if you had an interest about doing knives, we'll go over some more the load, directionality load, because we talk about those during the wings, and some of the ways we get these little strokes and how we get a little background on, how we do a whole palette knife background and how we do these. There's a couple examples of these. You could do like 50, 60 of these in different colors.
Yes. And then you could go like win a bunch of awards for 3-dimensional butterflies and post those on our
This one isn't dimensionality. This is just your paint.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
true.
just your paint and maybe a credit card or a diamond knife. I've got the information and links. Definitely you can get this weird kit, the Dollar and Rally System 3 kit. The other knife, where did it go? That my mom has loved forever is this Creative Mark 1.
Oh yeah, I've seen that around.
So yeah, but I like the little rubberized handles. I feel like
They're
really
creepy.
special with those. You
Look
know,
pretty cool.
this is going to dry before you can really move it or touch it. You're probably about 4 to 6 hours in drying.
Yes.
Don't varnish it for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You could let it go 3. Doesn't hurt you, because what it is that it'll skin over and it'll feel really hard and dry, but it's not cured.
There's still
The core
chemicals.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you varnish it too early, your varnish will cloud, or will likely cloud. Could cloud. Just
Yeah.
don't do it. To not to.
Yes.
But definitely spray varnish it, because you're never going to clean it, right?
No.
And the stuff makes it very matte. But there's, again, heavy body gloss gel. There's extra heavy body gloss gel, right? So there's all kinds of solutions for this. But the point is just, this is for you. I don't care where you're at in your art journey. This is for you. You can totally do all this stuff, and it's fun stuff. And somewhere along the way, as we're like being creative together and picking up different skills and doing different things, something I know is going to click for you, and you are going to figure out what is your thing. And I'm so excited to be part of that. Aren't you?
I am.
I am. I'm really excited to be part of that, because your thing will be awesome. And I love to see the posts, and I am loving to see all the original artwork coming up. And I'm loving how many of you are like, I'm feeling kind of brave today. And I love how many of you are like, this is my first painting, and I'm thrilled.
Yep.
Right? Now, if this is your first painting, not all painting is this messy.
No.
All right.
We love you guys.
See you for the butterfly really soon.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. Yes.
Gotta do it. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.